Welcome back to Let's Clean PowerWash Simulator. I'm BurningDogFace, and we're here in the Mushroom Forest, giving Caterpillar's place a once-over. Shout out to Elthwar, who says, I don't know much about Bill the Lizard, but he seems like the kind of guy who gets tunnel vision about anything he is working on, even to the extent that he misses the point of work. That's not, inaccurate, from what I can see. As for a map of Wonderland, there is a quote from Terry Pratchett as to why there wasn't a map of the Discworld at the time. You can't map a sense of humor. Anyway, what is a fantasy map but a space beyond which there be dragons? On the Discworld, we know that there be dragons everywhere. They might not all have scales and forked tongues, but they be here, all right, grinning and jostling and trying to sell you souvenirs. And then Elthwar finishes, I figure Wonderland is much the same. I've never read the Discworld novels myself, to be perfectly honest. Oh, bubble stains, of course, yeah. Right next to the thing I thought was the hookah. It was one of those things where reading the Discworld books is something that was always vaguely on my to-do list. And then I suppose so was Neil Gaiman, and that didn't turn out very well. Oh, that's right, I was going to clean off this jumper. It's psychedelic colors. Oh, you know, it's just occurred to me that he's not going to need any of these things anymore. Well, I guess there are only 8 socks here. He could technically keep all but 2 of them, since he's going to be a butterfly and they still have 6 legs. Although judging by the look of this jumper, I would say he probably has a lot more socks than that somewhere. And also, this jumper will be totally useless to him. Okay, you know what? Ah! For some reason, it wouldn't let me drop it unless I was moving at the time. Fuck. It's facing the wrong way. All the platforms on the scaffolding have, they're open on one side and have railings on the other. For, Justin's sake. Man. Maybe it does have the same level geometry as, well, this still doesn't help. Ah! Still don't know if that'll even help. Ah, fuck it. I will just have to do my best from odd locations. Like that, for example. That was pretty good. Oh. Free aiming mode won't let me aim any higher than that. Ah. Maybe that's why it's called a jumper. You have to do this to get to it. Wait. Oh, no, it's filthy on the inside. How am I going to do this? It's a giant tube hanging from a rope. I guess that worked. It's still black inside. Hell yeah! Got the jumper. Oh. Yeah, I didn't think that was going to work that way. Fine. We'll just get it right. Oh, and immediately got the washing line nail. I think that's the washing line taken care of. Yeah, got all the posts, all the pegs, all the nail, the line itself. 8 out of 8 socks. Right, okay. And you really need to remember to use the other button than B. If I hit start and bring up this tablet, it takes me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 presses of B to get back to gameplay. Or I could just press start again, and it instantly drops back out. But you can see why I would have the instinct to press B. Let's take care of the fungus deck and try to avoid that. Yeah, hot neon pink, not what I was expecting. That's too dark for neon, even. You know, between what he's actually doing, the filter mask, the full body suit, and the rubber gloves, I was just thinking to myself, you know, if some asshole from the Middle Ages saw Dr. PowerWash at work, I'm not even sure he could recognize him as human, much less what he was doing. They've been making the perpetual joke about Dr. PowerWash, and I find myself sitting here wondering, there are perpetuals of other species at all. Can't remember if I've ever heard of any. I mean, we wouldn't know if they were orcs, because whether or not, you know, the particular writer likes the idea that they come back when they die, they fight like it. Because they're happy to fight and they're happy to die. You know, it's like a running gag in D&D where kobolds, the little lizard guys, are actually one of the longest-lived intelligent races. I think they, oh no, one of the longest-lived. They are just very long-lived compared to humans, or like the average lifespan of a kobold is like 120 or 150 years, something like that. Oh, I missed a spot in this lantern. There, no one will ever know. Ah! And the bridge post. Oh, the shame of it all. Thought I was done with that 2 episodes ago. Just making sure. Got you. Sorry about that. But yeah, kobolds naturally live like 120, 150 years, except that they live such violent and brutal lives that they very, very rarely make it to 20, as I understand it. Which is interesting, because human-sized lizard folk are, one of the shorter-lived races. I think they only got 60 years in them. Okay, gone in a circle all around that thing. That's excellent. Wonder if becoming a butterfly is like a religious thing for caterpillars. Trying to remember if I ever saw a like species in Star Trek or Star Wars or whatever that does a metamorphosis. Like an intelligent species, I mean. I mean, I remember reading a novel once, so those are only half count. I think it was a DS9 novel. Jake and Nog find a weird alien animal running loose in the cargo bay and adopt it as a pet. You know, give him food, rub his belly, clean up after him, the whole works. And then it turns out they're being targeted by assassins because that's actually the prince of the royal family of this planet. His species start off as unintelligent animals until they reach a certain age, and then they metamorphise into people. Whoops! And by the end of the book, of course, he does turn into a person, and there's a very odd scene where Jake and Nog are just sort of shell-shocked as he's like shaking their hands. Oh yes, thank you! I wanted to thank you for apparently taking very good care of me when I got separated from my family. I do always like the weird species in science fiction. Definitely gets my attention. It wasn't Star Trek or Star Wars, but I remember reading a novel once that had a species that they mean well, but they have an overwhelming tendency to accidentally be misogynistic because only the males of their species are sentient. The females are quadrupedal, cow-like animals, and they are extraordinarily well cared for. Oh, caterpillar's calling. In my original state, I was simply a caterpillar. Of that, there could be no doubt. It was self-evident. I think, therefore I am. But now I am in my cocoon. I still think the same, but I am not the same. I am liquid. Called it! I think, therefore I jam? To be clear, the author of that other novel was not a sexist himself. He was just establishing, our cultures are completely different, and we have to, understand that if we're going to find, common ground between us. It's not that the guy means to be condescending when he's talking to women. It's just that on his planet, women are, basically creatures. Something to be protected. And, there was a whole thing about them making great efforts to learn to treat the females of other species with great respect, and they were having great efforts in it, as I recall, by the end of the book. But it was just such an interesting concept to start with, where, at first I went, oh no, this could be really bad, but, no. At least I don't think it was one of those authors. Maybe I missed something, but yeah, it stuck with me. Okay, there's a thought. Yeah, we can get weirder than that, certainly. How about a species that is non-physical until they reach the age of majority? Like ethereal, can't even be perceived by all species. Do the episode about a kid's imaginary friend wreaking havoc on the ship. Because it's a real person who doesn't like being ignored. Oh, that is clean. I mean, it's fungus. I'm pretty sure in other levels I have cleaned that off of stuff. Oh. Dang, I damaged the arse. Oh well. It is easier when there's a big wall, and I don't have to constantly circle around it. I'd say things are looking better. Fucking A, man. Oh, this is also the fungus deck. Well, that would do it. I am scraping at nothing over there. Alright, fungus deck. I don't like you, and you don't like me, but where are we going? Ah! Thought that would help. Ah. Fine, we'll scrape the edges. Ha! There! I really wanted to finish work, finishing. Having said that, I'm BurningDogFace, and I will see you next time on Let's Clean PowerWash Simulator. We've taken care of most of the peripheral stuff. I think next time we'll take care of the other bridge, and then get to work on the center. Yeah, you get this stuff, get the top of the mushroom, and then finish off with the butterfly shrine. Feels appropriate. 23%, but I'd say we've done a really good job so far. Alright. Until the next episode of Let's Clean PowerWash Simulator, almost a detail, have yourselves a fantastic day, Burning Dog fans. And remember, if food tells you to eat it or drink it, don't. Later.